It's not about race. It's not about race, right? And freedom of speech only applies when you talk shit about black people. You can talk shit about black people freely, freely from free from censorship, free from criticism, uh, free from fear of losing employment. Right? You can do that. You can talk shit about black people. You can talk shit to black children and raise millions on GoFundMe. All right, you can do that. Now, what you can't do is talk about a foreign government and their reach and control of our country. Um, what you can't do is have an opinion on that government and what it is that they do, what they do or what they're doing when it comes to war crimes or genocide or, you know, the bombing of other countries because they're trying to expand their territory. You can't speak on that. You can't speak on their involvement in terrorist activities in our country. You can't speak on that, right? So you have freedom of speech to a certain point, right? You have freedom of speech to talk about a certain community. We all know this, but as a black person, if you point that out, then you're being a victim. You're being a victim or you're being racist because it's not about race. It's never about race until you, as a black person, point out racism directed at you, right? Then you're just being a victim. But if you're a person of non-color, you know, not a black person, then you can call out racism towards you, right? You can do that because if you were to say that someone black was being racist towards you, then that's what it is, right? Nobody's gonna question that because black people monsters, unruly thugs, you know, shit like that, right? So freedom of speech is what it is for you, but it depends on the community you're in or belong to. It depends on what it is that you're talking about. Because no matter your color, race, or ethnicity, if you're talking about a foreign government and their reach in America and their the power they have over our elected officials, you can't talk about that. It doesn't matter what color you are when it comes to that. You can't talk about that. There's certain communities in America you cannot talk about because they're too powerful. They have more rights than you, right? They're getting more laws passed, so they're more protected. All right. I mean, we're even passing bills, so you can't deny a foreign country certain things, right? You can't boycott. I mean, it's already bad enough that a stimulus package, or a stipend, or just a big check for that foreign nation is always wrapped into whatever bills we pass here in America for American citizens or for our country or for whatever we need, right? And the fact that nobody ever seems to question it is crazy. Well, it's not crazy because everybody who ever had the balls to question it always end up losing their political career. I mean, A lot of them are being blackmailed, sexual blackmail or whatever. Our president, you know, he's really scared for his life. Um, and we see why, because we see what happened to Kennedy. We see the links they would go to. We seen 9/11. We seen the U.S. Liberty. We seen Charlie Kirk. Right now, I believe when it comes to that, um, he was a he was sacrificed or assassinated because, like I said, his tone changed, his rhetoric changed when it came to a foreign nation and foreign government. That same foreign nation and foreign government that been using his name, his image, and his likeness to push their propaganda. But nobody's gonna call it out because they're scared to. They're afraid. Um, you could lose your freedom. You could lose your life. You could lose your backing. You could lose your job. Um, you can lose sponsors. You can lose endorsements. You can lose everything, right? We seen this with Kyrie Irving. We seen this with Kanye West. We've seen this with local politicians. We've seen this with teachers. You know what I mean? We've seen this with, no matter where you work at or where you are in life, we've seen this, right? So, but it's America. You know what I mean? It's not about race. You know what I mean? It's just about certain things you can't do. Even though you're supposed to have those freedoms, you realize you really don't have those freedoms. And certain things you can't talk about, or they might snipe you, or they will make an example out of you, or you would just lose everything that you work for. Right? But there's a lot of money in talking black. You can always down the black community. You can always shit on black. That's why a lot of creators, black ones, take the money, uh, call themselves conservatives, and shit on their own community because there's a lot of money in it. All right? Yeah. And blacks are to blame for all the problems in America. We're going to put a black face on everything, and we're going to continue to do what we've always done. Right? It is what it is. Now, where's the lie? Twitter Spaces, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can talk black. There's a lot of money in it, but that's all you better talk. Anything else, you're going to get canceled. It is what it is.